So I'm just gonna jump right into it. This video came up, and it's very similar to a video that I just did, and this just like happened like the next day. I'm currently editing that other video, but I'll release that, and I'll probably like link it up with this one here. But I want to go over this. So it says Precision Neuroscience, founded by Neuralink alums, is developing a competing brain implant that is that it says it's safer. Wow, I cannot talk. I don't know what's going on with me, but I can't talk. So this is what caught my attention on it. It says Precision Neuroscience is developing a brain implant, just like the other video. I think it was Synchron. So Synchron is like this little. It's a stent, and they run it like on along the skull. God bless the mark. God bless the mark. They run it along the skull into a main vein. So now, as I was getting ready to release that one, I see this one where neurosa- neuroscience is developing a brain implant that sits on the surface of the brain's cortex. Now, in that video, if you haven't seen it, I was mentioning that maybe the Neuralink could have been something that started these phase so they could start developing like newer brands. You know, like an example, like TVs that we have and computers, cell phones. Remember how like the basic model was like this huge model of a phone. Now we got like all these phones, technology, screen, touch screen, all this stuff just like that. So maybe that could have been the first phase to try to butter us up. You know what I mean? Because this AI stuff is taking off, and like all the stuff and modifying all of that is quick. So it says founded by Neuralink alums in 2021. The company aims to bring a minimal invasive BCI to the market. Now, BCI, I forgot what that was called. But it caught my eye because Synchron was also had BCI, and I want to say they had I think it's HID or HDI or something like that. I think it's like human interface because they wanted to put that stint in them to where whatever the human would think it would Bluetooth over to like the electronics, so they could use like cell phones, tablets, things like that. And I think Synchron was doing it to make it accessible to Apple. I could be mistaken, but it just caught my eye because I said that they might want to try something new and make it less invasive, as it goes on. And look, Neuralink, it's still associated with Neuralink. You see what I'm saying? So its first goal is to restore independence to the millions with paralysis. Now, it it it's it hurts because a lot of the stuff that they're trying to make it seem pleasing to restore, to those, that are unfortunately have problems like this, and this is how they're trying to like make it, ease into the market to make it seem like it's a good thing. But like I said, with all of that in there, I see it could be a bad thing. It says even in a city where high stakes deals are made daily, few would expect that behind an unassuming Manhattan facade, which is Manhattan face, lies a team of neuroscientists developing a device that could change the relationship between machines and humans. But change often hides in plain sight. So undetectable is until it isn't. Okay. Let's see. Precision science is a developing a brain computer interface. Okay, that's BCI right there. BCI, a brain computer interface, a system that creates a direct link between the brain's electrical activity and a computer. This type of technology has been in development for decades. But thanks to AI, which the latest generation promises to reveal a wealth of new information about the brain. I met Precision's president at a chief. Look, I'm sorry. This is blowing my mind. It's kind of like messing me up right now. I met Precision's president and chief product officer Craig Mermill in March at an AI conference. The company stood out as one of a few hardware companies among a sea of startups building productivity tools and coding platforms. Productivity tools and coding platforms. The AI boom, Mermel told me, had turbocharged modern medicine's capacity to collect data about the brain. At a moment when many of the conference attendees talked about the technology's implications in broad terms, Mermel made them seem real and imminent. Um, Look, related video. Elon Musk latest brain tech. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Precision was founded in 2021 by a group that included some Neuralink alums, including Ben Rappaport, a practicing neurosurgeon and electrical engineer who now serves as its high chief science officer. The company's initial goal is to restore independence to severely paralyzed people in a less invasive way than its competitors, like Neuralink. That means helping those with paralysis communicate with others, use computers, or even hold a desk job by channeling their neural activity into commands for external technologies. The set of conditions that we're treating all have in common is paralysis. So it's people who basically have the ability to think like we do, but not the ability to move, especially move their hands. Rappaport told me during a visit to the company's office. So here's how it works. All right, I'm going to do a quick little rundown. So Rappaport handed me a slip of yellow film, right, which the company calls the Layer 7 cortical interface. So, okay. The name reflects its ambitious goal to create a seventh layer that sits atop the six cellular layers of the human cortex, the brain's outermost region. So this is what it would look like. This is what he was talking about. Oh, the seventh layer. Okay. The seventh layer cortical interface is about 1/5 the thickness of a human eyelash. Wow, that's really thin. Um, on one end is embedded with an array of 1024 electrodes that can record and simulate brain activity. Now, this is scary, by the way. I see how it's being used right now. For a great goal, but you got to look at both sides of things. Okay, these electrodes have wires that run lengthwise, linking the film to custom electronics that process neural data and convert those signals into computer commands so patients can interact with real world using thoughts alone. The device is designed to rest on the brain's motor cortex, a small region located behind the frontal lobe. Hmm. That translate thoughts into actions and conform to its surface, never directly damaging the tissue. Once in place, it generates a detailed view of the brain's activity, or as a precision, put it on its website. The world's highest resolution picture of human thought. Now, bear with me because I wanna get I want to get an image of the frontal lobe of the brain. So the frontal lobe, right here. So this whole thing right here is really, 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 really similar. Well, I ain't gonna say similar. That's exactly where the forehead is. All of this will be considered because it's for front, right? So wouldn't this be considered like the forehead? Even though this will kind of be like temporal on the side, but this is like the forehead region, right? So they want to put this a less invasive um Neuralink based item that's inspired by AI, which I believe that's fallen technology. Those that know, you know. But that sounds awfully close. It sounds like the mark. It sounds like Elon kind of did it like right up here, kind of. I want to say like right here because it's hard to tell. Where he did his, it's hard to tell. But this one, they want to do it in the frontal lobe. So maybe they must have put it here and stretched the wires to here. I don't know, but that sounds like the mark to me. And with the AI, it's talking about it boosts it. You know. So now look. Now they're talking about the competition. The Rappaport was part of the founding team at Neuralink. Elon Musk high profile neurotechnology adventure. It launched in 2016 and has raised about 1.3 billion according to PitchBook. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and read the rest of this but I just wanted to let y'all know that we're already in those times, and with AI, it's gonna boost this quicker. And look how fast AI is growing, from like the basic AI things to all of a sudden like AI is doing stuff. I remember there was one that I saw that I couldn't do a video at the time, but it was talking about how like they had AI that built a computer chip that's like kind of like too complex for us right now. And then they had another one where like AI is trying to simulate like the human brain. Yo, wake up, man, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. This is like we got to get deep into prayer, man. We got to stop playing. We got to stop playing. And I know, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to lie, there was times where like I've got distracted. My flesh got weak. I got distracted. But this is where we need to be in it more, the most, especially now. Especially a lot of us that know we're in these times. This is where we need to lock in. We need to lock in. Like right now, like this. I'm telling you, as I'm telling myself right now, we need to lock in. This is crazy. But that'll be the end of this video. That'll be the end of this video. And let me know your thoughts. One love, one brethren, and I'm out.